What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the Storm Collectibles Storm Arena Street Fighter Alpha 3 Ryu. So, this is a pretty cool figure. I got Ken in, did a review on him, and if you watched that one, you know I'm very excited about this line. Storm Street Fighter stuff is some of my favorite figures, but they were originally in a larger scale, and they still make some figures in a larger scale. But this is their like 1/12 scale, which is more of my scale, what I mainly collect. So, yeah, I was very pumped to get this one in. Really cool to see that they're going in this direction because I love the details and everything that they do with the rest of their line. It's just a matter of my issue with Storm was just the time. Like it took forever, and they still haven't completed those older lines and stuff like that. You guys know if you've seen Storm Collectors, follow them, pick them up, that sort of thing. You know about the history of them. And I'm hoping by going to this scale or something like that, that they're able to really pump these guys out. Like stay on track, stay on schedule, don't jump around. Let's do this. But yeah, I was really pumped about this one. He is one of my favorite characters, and just in general, not so much the alpha version. I mean, I do like the alpha version, but yeah, as a character, he is one of my favorite characters. It's one of those things where my brother was more of a Ken guy and I was more of a Ryu. So yeah, it looks really cool. We got this box here, like a downsized version of their older one. You've got the window. Looks a little faded, but it's also hard to see because there's that saran wrap in there, that plastic, to keep the figure protected. That's one of the downsides I've always saw to it. Is you got a window, but you can't. It's like foggy. You got this Alpha 3. You got his name, Alpha 3. You got the side artwork. You've got him hitting some awesome poses. You got the other side. Let's get him open and check him out. Getting him outside the packaging, he looks really cool. I like him. There's something about the skin tone that I'm very judgy about the skin tones on figures, that sort of thing. Some of them look like super yellow or weird orangey or something like this, but this looks really nice. There's pretty nice shading in there. Something about it. Got the white gi. He looks pretty cool, but we'll check out some of his accessories. So he comes with an alternate head sculpt, gritting teeth, a little bit more in the action. You got this other headband here. Plugs right in. Pretty much same as the other one, almost. Maybe slightly different in the sculpt, but pretty much the same thing. Just goes with this one, I guess. Rotate that around. You can have it flowing, that sort of thing, if you wanted to. You've got his fireball, his effect. You've got the stand. You've got a couple of. You've got this stand here that will hold him. So if you want to do his hurricane kick, that you can, place him in there. You got this stand here. I still don't know what this is for, honestly. I think it's either to replace this one as like a metal, more sturdy thing to hold his waist, or if you hold it like this, you could put a background on there, which he does have one in the packaging. That's part of the background. I'm assuming maybe that's what it's for, but I don't, honestly, I can't say that for 100%. You've got these different pulls here that are like for leveling or for the fireball. So you can put it at different levels. It'll just plug in there. So you can get it to his height wherever you need it. I believe that's what that's for. We'll do this. Then get that. So something like that. And then you get his alternate hands, which are, you can use as like a grabbing hand or mostly for his Hadouken. To bam. Let's get those on. Actually, let's take a look at him first. So he looks great. I love the sculpt on him. I think he looks really, really good. The brown hair. more like the early version because it is alpha. Again, the really nice skin tone, the sculpt, soft chest, which I hate. I never liked it on the older figures, but yeah, I've been collecting Storm line since they pretty much first started, and I never liked the soft chest just because I figured it would get brittle, and some of those early figures had chipping um, in the paint because it was hard to paint on top of something like that. But they've improved it and gotten better with time. The It's not as soft as like those earlier ones, and I think the paint so far is what I could tell is staying a little better. But over time, that's got to give. I don't think there's no way to really truly prevent that. I wish it was just solid. I really don't know why. I wish I could know the reasoning behind it. It's probably just articulation to help you get a little more range, but a good butterfly joint like they have anyways, the way it's sculpted would be is perfect enough. So yeah, I don't know why the reasoning is behind that. It's just a fail point. But yeah, it looks really good. Nice paint shading in there. The gloves got texturing. The belt, the gi has nice texturing. Just a solid white. I don't really see any dry brushing anywhere in there to help it out. Same with the headband, nice texturing, but no dry brushing, which is kind of sad. Maybe a light, really light gray or something like that, or really light blue. Really light. Don't need to be like super crazy. Would help. But nice sculpt. For articulation, his head is on a double ball peg. Does look down. He's got a cut at the base of the neck. That's going to help him out. So it does look down about that far. And then you use the base of the neck and it goes a little bit further. Goes up about that far. Rolls all the way around. Looks really good. The articulation's really nice in there. T-pose. Looks great. Butterfly joint in there. Upper bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. Peg with the hinge. Rotation. All that for the wrist. Diaphragm joint. Which you got to try to manipulate underneath the gi. Does give you space. Ball waist. So he does move forward about that far, which is really good. Goes back about that far. Leg goes forward. Back to neutral. It does have drop down hips. Leg goes out that far. Upper thigh cut. Double jointed knees that bend really well. You've got a cut underneath the bottom of the gi. And then you've got the hinge, pivot, all that in the foot. And you get toe joints, which I've never really been a big fan of toe joints. I do think they are getting better over time. Just I remember the old school legends with toe joints, and they would just give out, just be a mess later on. But yeah, some really awesome articulation in this guy. You knew it would. The other Storm stuff was always really awesome about it. So yeah, look at this guy. Looks really cool. Ready to go. I guess we could have the headband blowing the other way, maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty good the other way too. So either way, this headband does rotate and everything like that. So looks really cool. And then again, you've got that base. We'll do a little quick swap. The hands are a little squishy, but not in a bad way. So we got him shooting his Hadouken, this little fireball. Pretty cool. Got him with the alternate head sculpt, so you got the gritting face on there right now. We'll take this fireball out, put that other stand in. Then as you slide this part up, it opens here. So you can throw this around his waist, slide it down in there, holds him really nice. Oh yeah, that's dope. looks really awesome flying through the air. Man, that's so cool. And it is holding him pretty good. Of course, you got him doing this hurricane kick. It's Tatsumaki. Really cool. Looks good. So they kind of reminded me of his little sidekick, but I think that was more of a Street Fighter 3 move, where he takes that one step in and just completely powers through you. So yeah, really, really cool figure, man. Probably my favorite Ryu figure. I'd say ever. Honestly, the sculpt looks really good and everything like that. I'm just having a lot of fun with this guy. But you know what's next? We'll do a little comparison. So for our first comparison, who better to start out with than our best friend? We've got Ryu and Ken. They look so good together. The skin tones are slightly different. Ryu is just a little bit lighter, but just barely. But I love the skin tones on both of them. The face sculpts on both of them, they look amazing. How cool is it seeing them together? Ken also had the same thing. Well, actually, Ken had just a little bit of slight shading in his gi, like in there. I kind of wish that's what I was saying earlier. I wish Ryu had his. But they look great. So cool together. About the same height. Maybe Ken is just a slightly bit taller, but he's got his hips dropped down. That's what that is. So hips back up. They're about the same height. The gis are, I think they're exactly the same. Everything about them is exactly the same. Of course, until you get to the head sculpts and the hands and everything like that. So, yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty cool though. Because he does wear it at one point, right? Like, doesn't he got an alternate suit? That is the white. And if y'all watched my review on Ken, you know mine came with a messed up arm, but I did get another one in, so this one just does the match because he's got the yellow headband. He's just all over the place. But Ken's matches, that's actually really nice. I feel like I need another one just to do that on the shelf. But yeah, it looks great. And for our big time comparison, we've got the Storm Arena versus the Storm normal one, the Street Fighter. I believe it was Ultra Street Fighter 2. And then we've got our Jada Ryu. And man, the differences are crazy. Of course, this guy's larger because that's the scale that they were in, but his gi doesn't have nowhere near as many like details, the texturing as these two. It's just smooth. Looks good though. Nice head sculpt, everything like that. But again, he is much larger. Still a cool figure. Took me a while to get this one into the collection one. I finally did, but yeah, it's one of my favorite characters. So definitely love it. And this is probably going to be the comparison a lot of people want to see here. The gis. have texturing in both. The belt, you can see he's got his kanji on here. He doesn't in the alpha version. And of course, this one isn't alpha version. This is 2. And red headband, white headband. He's changed in looks. The skin tone is what is crazy. I did when I did my review of this guy, I complained about it. That was one of my biggest things is that he's got this weird skin tone. I hate it. Just not good at all. I think if it would have been more of this skin tone, it would have been looked absolutely amazing. But it didn't. And I know people did body swaps and that sort of thing to give him the different skin tone with like the P2 colors. I think the P2 had a different skin tone. I don't have the P2 version, but yeah, this was the skin tone on this guy was a fail. And now when I look at them together, I'm just like, I knew Storm was going to be my Street Fighter line, but before they even came out, before Jada came out with theirs, or when Storm announced their arena, I knew I was going to be picking up Storm for sure. I knew it would be my line. Jada did an awesome job with showing you can get a lot of value for the money that you put into it. But me, myself, preference wise, I prefer the Storm one. I love the Storm figures. I think they're really cool, but this guy just looks different. This guy looks, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think I could put them on the shelves together. You know what I mean? Still, much respect to Jada for putting that out there and really getting it into I think collectors' heads that you can get some value with for your figures. For the cost, like you should be getting like so much, that sort of thing. And they pumped out the a lot of figures. They got pretty much the whole line done now, so that's another huge thing. Will we ever get everything from Storm? I don't know. Like that's a huge question mark, and until they prove otherwise, I think it's a valid question mark for everybody to ask. So that would be my take on that. So overall, I love this figure. The accessories are pretty good. The hands are good. The articulation is awesome. The look of it, the sculpt, everything like that. Could have used a little bit of shading in there, but I absolutely love this figure. I think he looks amazing, especially when you compare it to like this one here, who would be your other option. I choose the Storm one every day. But your thing is going to be, are you going to finish the line? Are you going to be able to actually complete something? Jade has given you a lot of value. Storm gave you pretty good value too. I think this is my own opinion, my own thoughts, is that it was because of Jada that we're getting such a good value with Storm. But again, question mark. I'm trying to help you decide on whether you want to get this figure or not. I think it looks great, moves great, everything like that. But again, if you're trying to finish a line, that's got to linger. That's got to stay there. You can't not help but think about that. Like, will you ever finish? Because we still haven't finished our Street Fighter line, and I don't even know how long it's been since we got our first figures. Jada already showed every figure that's going to be in the Street Fighter 2 line, and they're getting ready to go to Alpha. Storm showed us Ryuken. They showed us maybe a couple more. I think Charlie. Forgot who else they showed us. But when will you get them? Because they have a thing for showing us figures in this line, in this scale. And where are they? You don't see them. So it's like, it's one of those things to think about. I think, and I hope, and I wish that they will finish this. And that's not the only reason. I would say that's why I'm picking up the line, but I absolutely love Street Fighter, and I think these are the best Street Fighter figures out there. I'm just, again, hoping that they will finish the line. I wish they could put out more figures a year in this line to really round it out. I don't want to wait forever. I don't want to wait 10 years to finish Alpha 3. I don't want to bounce around. I don't want to go Alpha 3 and then they're like, oh, by the way, there's Street Fighter 3 figures too. And it's like, well, why can't you just finish these real quick? Or, you showed us figures from this one, you know. I don't want to run into that same thing. But as a figure, just looking at it, that's more like a company thing. But as a figure, you know, looking at this, he's awesome. And I think he shows that he's awesome and the better one to have. So, yeah, that's going to be it for my review, for this review. I will, you know, I'm hoping that I helped you out in some way in deciding whether it's for you or not. I say give him a shot because of the price point. Um, it's not very far off of Jada. I think it's worth it to give it a shot. And I hope I showed you enough to help you decide whether you will or not, or if it's for you or not for you. But yeah, as always, I hope I helped you out, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.